Done down there. Welcome, welcome. It's Wednesday. It's a bit dreary outside, a bit dark, a bit damp, a bit foggy, but we've got our mats out and we are ready to go. So all is good. Thank you. There's a lovely little bunch out there today. So thank you so much for tuning in on a Wednesday. Hopefully you're doing as well as tuning in. And as with all the other days, I hope you've done your warm-up and you're ready to go. I will do different Pilates at the end. I know you know what I'm going to say. A couple of tweaks with the yoga. We will stay to the crescent lunge and dipping our knee. I know some of you like that and some find that a little bit more difficult, so just go down as little as you want to. You don't have to go anywhere near the floor. If you didn't do Monday's class, that's coming up halfway. Apart from that, I think we are ready to rumble. So take your feet onto the mat, open the shoulders. I'm just going to do a couple of little necks that I've been doing every morning really in these winter months. So just drop your chin to your chest and bring your head up to the ceiling, looking up. And then bring it back down through the centre line to the chest. And then look up and bring your head back to neutral, and then let the head just slip over to the side and push the opposite hand down. We've done this before. Push the opposite arm down through the leg and you'll just feel a little bit more of a stretch. You can also, if you want to, place the hand in the head and just gently pull it over. And this is one of the ones that I was told to do by a physio many years ago when my neck and my shoulders were tight, and it's a great one in the morning. Bring yourself back, but don't pull your head over. So let it slip to one side and then push the opposite hand down through the leg, and then I'm going to bring my hand up. You don't need to, this is optional, and just gently pull your head over a little more with the resistance of the other arm, and just feel the neck and the shoulder. Have a moment and then bring your head back. Shoulder rolls and then shoulder rolls forward, and then bring your legs out when you feel ready. So no rush to get into your position. Drop your bottom down, don't grip with the toes, don't push your bottom out, keep your little pelvic tilt going and let the shoulders relax. Good morning, someone's just walked in. Welcome to Wednesday class. Take our hands together, elbows out, and we're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And I just felt my shoulders go up as I was breathing in. So breathe in into the chest, not into the shoulders, and exhale like a sigh, and perhaps drop yourself down a little bit. Coming straight into our Tai Chi warm up, breathe in and exhale to drop the hand down, and the other side, circle the sun and release. We should maybe just do circle the suns all day, and then our sun maybe just pop out to see us. Reach up and drop down. Let's do two more. Exhale and again breathe in. We're adding on, so we breathe in and we exhale to push to the side and then sweep it back and drop it onto the thigh. Same on the other side, full circle, strong push, softly brought back in and dropped. Let's do two more. Breathe in, exhale and breathe in and exhale, and the same on the other side. Adding on for the last lot. Breathe in, exhale, push the wind, inhale, open the horizon, exhale, release. Breathe in, exhale, push, inhale, open, exhale, relax. One more on each side. You know what you're doing. So we're extending into the shoulder, we're opening into the chest, dropping the hand down, working thighs all the time, because we're in our favourite horse stance. Open and drop. Breathe in, bring yourself up, reaching up, butterfly arms through the shoulders, up to the top of your ceiling. And then bring your hands back down through the face, nice and gently. Parallel your feet, walk or jump in, release your hands. Give yourself as long as you need. Now you may want to take off a layer if you have warmed up enough to carry on with yoga. So we want to start off with our Tadasana and heel lifting that we've done for the last couple of weeks. I'll change this next week, so this will be the last week that we do this. I think everyone's come back into the fold now, and we've all done this routine a few times. Some of you have done it every day. Thank you so much. Open the arms, let the arms drop down. With your feet nice and strong on the mat, just think about the four corners that the outside of the little toe is making the inside of the big toe, sorry, the outside of the big toe, outside of the heels, and then the inside of the heels. And just hold yourself for a moment. Imagine that you're just growing a little bit up towards your ceiling, but don't let the shoulders come up with you. Keep the shoulders down. And then we're going to bring our arms out to shoulder height. Keep the shoulders down. Let the weight come forward onto the ball of the foot. Lift yourself up. Now with your arms out, it keeps you nice and steady. So it's a nice easy one to do, even though it's a balance straight away in the morning. I know some of us have only been up for 10 minutes. And extending. Lovely. And then drop the heels and drop the hands at the same time. So just get head and body to work together. My heels were definitely there a little bit quicker. We're going to add on. So this time bring the arms all the way up, palms facing forward. Bring them above each shoulder. Apologies, my hands are just going out of view. Take a breath in. Exhale, come up onto the balls of the feet now. And holding. Nice, nice. Drop the hands down to shoulder height. Stay where you are with the feet. And then drop hands and heels together as they stop on the mat and at the outside of the hips. Bring your body back to Tadasana. Nice, everyone. Take the head to one side. And bring it back, and take the head to the other side, and bring it back. And then I'm going to turn to my long edge, the short edge of the mat, so that I'm facing the mat in front of me. So I know some of you will move your cameras now, some of you will stay exactly where you are. So coming into our second part, ragdoll to start off, bring the arms up above the head. We're crossing arms above the head today. We've been doing it differently each day. And then bend the knees and just softly fold forward. And first one, just to stretch into the lower back. So the knees stay bent, the shoulders are relaxed, the neck's long. And it doesn't matter how far down you come, it's just the first one of the day. But what I want you to feel is don't stop before you feel the lower back lengthen. I'm keeping my chin tucked in. And now that I've been here a couple of breaths, I'm going to breathe in. And as I exhale, drop myself a little bit further down towards the mat. So I start to now feel it more in my legs, as well as my back. And again, we're all going to go to different places. Keeping the knees still softly bent. And then slowly bend the knees a little more, drop the bottom, bring yourself back up. The arms are still above the head. Up to standing. And then finish off by bringing the arms back again. So this quite often they want to just rest forward in front of the face. So you want to bring them back. And we're going to go down one more time. When you're ready, take a breath in, bend the knees, exhale, start to roll down. We'll add on this time slightly different ones. So I'm just going to give you time to get to where you are going. using your breath. And now I'm going to let my arms relax and just rest on the mat. If you can't get to the mat, that's okay. If you want to get to the mat, just bend your knees a little bit more. Hopefully that will help. So the next level up, I want you to take the tips of the fingers, just keeping them on the mat. Take a breath in. As you exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. So you're adding on the back of the legs into the stretch. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. And I'm going to go to the sides. I'm just going to walk my arms, my hands, and my upper body around. I'm heading towards the back of the heel. You may not get there. And then slide the hands to the center. Take a breath in here. And exhale, walk the hands. So some of us are going to be doing this with straight legs, some bent knees. That is what a class should look like. And then slide the hands back. Bend the knees, drop the bottom and roll up nice and gently in your Pilates or yoga roll up. Bringing yourself back to standing. Release yourself off, shoulder rolls. Thank you, thank you. So we are going to do our flat back this time with our Tadasana position to start us off. So we want to take our hands into prayer today. Feel yourself strong on the mat. Take a breath in and fold forward on your exhalation. So just into your L shape. Nice. Start now to think about what's happening with the abdominals. So pull your tummy up, lengthen your spine. And then those that are with me, take the hands just below the knees, push into the shins, lift the head up and extend through the spine. I want you to hollow out your abdominals by pulling them up towards, sorry, I forgot to tie my hair back today, and holding. And then again, if you want to stay here, do so. If you're okay, take a breath in. And exhale, slide the hands down through the front of the legs. And inhale, just come back up to just below the knee. So the heel of the hand just below the knee. Exhale, push the hands down through the fronts of the legs. Inhale, bring the hands back up. Last one, bring yourself down on the exhalation. And then inhale this time, bring yourself all the way up to standing, sliding the hands up through the legs, softly over the knees, up through the front of the thighs, until you get back up to standing and shoulder rolls to ease off. We're going to add on. I'm going to step forward with one foot. The other foot is behind. We want to keep both legs straight. So I've stepped forward with my leg at the back of the mat. Depending, I know some of you got your cameras completely in front of you. And holding again, pushing the weight into the back heel from your bottom. Front foot parallel, please, to the long edge of the mat. Back foot parallel to the other long edge of your mat. But we have the legs wider to give us room for our hips to come forward. Take the hands onto the waist this time, push the weight into the back foot and bring yourself into flat back. So now we start to feel this energy going up the front, from the front heel up to the bottom, through the back of the front leg. Then take the hands just below the knees, one hand on the leg, the other hand on top, push into the shin, lift the chest. Hollow out your abdominals. Let's think about where our hips are. I think mine's a little bit high on one side. So that's obviously my leg at the back. So I want to rotate it round until I think both my hips are parallel. Now, if this is feeling really easy today, you've not stepped forward enough. So you may want to just alter your legs slightly. And if it's feeling too difficult, opposite way, obviously, bring the legs closer in together. Take a breath in. As you exhale, slide the hands down through the front of the leg, just going to the heel this time. And then inhale, slide them all the way up past the knee and up to the front of the thigh until you are standing. Take a breath in here. Exhale, we're going all the way down. You'll probably have to do it in 2 breaths as you slide down. So don't want to quicken up. And then again, this time you may get further past the heel. You may be able to push your hands down through the foot. And then slide them back up. So I'm going to do 3. That's my second. So hopefully you're roughly about the same time as me. But if you're slower, that's absolutely fine. And if you're quicker, you can do another one. So just feel yourself start to work into the back, work into the bottom, work into the legs, but don't have any pressure on the neck as you go down. And then bring your hands back up to your standing again. And when you're ready, we're going to widen our legs a little bit more. So I'm just going to edge this foot forward. Then take the weight off my back heel and now sink into your crescent lunge. Whoops, I've just fallen over. So let me think about what we are doing. Both my hips and my shoulders are stacked above each other. So say you've all done this class since January, everyone's done at least a few, so you kind of know where we're going now. I've just been adding on alternatives each time we come in to crescent lunge. So your regular crescent lunge is staying here with your hands in prayer or reaching to the ceiling with the hands in the air. We did that the last couple of weeks. Then we did a waist twist, and today we are doing a dropping of the knee. So let's hold ourselves here to start off, thinking about being in the correct position before you move. So our first alternative is reaching forward with the hands and then bringing the hands back. The palms are facing behind me as I take them to the back of my bottom, and then I reach forward again, thighs working, and then pull it back. So I'm going to inhale as I come back and exhale as I reach forward. And inhale to push the hands back, lifting the chest again, let them tap behind the bottom. And then this time inhale, take the hands on to your waist. I want you to support your back by pushing your thumbs just into that little fleshy part on our waists. When you're ready, take a breath in. As you exhale, just drop the back knee slightly. Now, if you want to go all the way to the floor, we're a mixed group today, do so. If you're okay, just go a little bit and then straighten the leg and extend the leg behind you. Drop the back knee down. Mags, I know you're out there today, just be careful, please. Extend the back heel behind, dropping yourself down a little. I'm not going too far. And then lifting and extending the heel back. We're going to hold it here, and when you're ready, step forward. Give your legs a rub. Well done, everyone. We've got to do the other side. So back into the centre, I'm just going to do a couple of little hip circles first. So hands onto the waist again, and just rotate. And just ease off. As soon as you start doing this, you start to feel the areas that just need a moment. And then I'm going to go the other way. You can make them, I'm clicking. You can make them go as big or as little as you want. Nice. So we are going to do the 2 there on the other side. So bring your feet wide. And then rotate, and when I said wide, you know what I meant, not quite as wide as the crescent lunge, a bit wider than hip distance apart. We get there. So my hips are facing, short edge of the mat, both legs are straight, both feet parallel to the outside of your mats. Shoulders start above the hips. Take the hands into prayer, shoulders down. Tip yourself forward, so fold forward and then stop when you feel that the back is flat. And again, I'm not rushing to get there. Once you get to your flat back position, focus on the hip bones. They should both be parallel to the mat, so one's not higher than the other. Then take the hands underneath the kneecap, push into the shin, and just give yourself a moment just to feel that little stretch that just works as soon as you push your leg into that slightly straighter position. Take a breath in. Exhale, slide the hands down just to the heel. And then bring yourself back up through the knee, up through the front of the thigh, up to standing. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, push yourself down. You may need to take another breath. I think I can do it in one. And then I'm going to take another breath now and push forward. And then I'm going to bring myself back up to standing. So we are doing 3 in our own time. Pushing the hands down. So because I talk all the time, I think it might feel a bit weird when you're in the room and it's very quiet. But just concentrate on your own practice. And bring yourself back up. Is that number 2? I can't even count to 3 now. And then drop yourself down. So we're all doing it at different times. But we're all thinking about our body as we go down. So if by going down to the heel is too far, you stop at the knee. If by going to the heel it's not far enough, reach further forward. And then this time bring your hands all the way back up until you are standing. Take the hands onto the waist. Push your thumbs into that nice little fleshy part. Walk yourself forward. Lift the back heel when you're ready, and then drop down. Sorry, my mat has just moved, so I'm just going to bring it back to square on, which I'm sure must look better. So into your crescent lunge. Shoulders down, chest forward, hips forward, shoulders above the hips, sink into that front thigh. Back knee trying to stay, is that back leg trying to stay as straight as possible for this first one. Take a breath in. As you exhale, reach forward. Inhale, push the air away from you through the palms. Tap the hands behind the bottom. The chest is lifted. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale. Come back. Exhale, reach forward. And then inhale, come back. Yourself there just for a moment, and then take the hands onto the waist, keeping the shoulders down. We're going to take a breath in. As we exhale, we dip the back knee down and we lift it up. We exhale to tip down or tap down. Up we come. Wish I could see you. Drop the back knee, last one coming up, and reach behind you with that leg. We are stepping forward together. Come back into the mat. Well done. I think maybe rushed that side. Apologies for that. I always think the second side goes a little bit quicker than the first. So we are doing a balance. So those of you that want to go to that area of your room to hold on to a chair or the wall, please do. And it follows on from our chair. So we're going to do a regular chair, then we are going to do an alternative lifting our heels, and then we're going to do an alternative waist twist into chair, then we will add on the balance. So it's a 4-part, but all coming out of your traditional chair position. Glancing down at your feet, make sure they are parallel. And taking the hands into prayer, elbows out. Don't have to have hands in front of the face, have them down at your chest. And then bend the knees. The bottom gets pushed out and then little pelvic tilts. I'm staying forward. I think you all know your position you should be in. You've got the zigzag from the heel to the knee to the hip to the shoulder. And holding. Let's have our smile and just let our breath come back. And just enjoy chair for a moment. Nice, everyone. So I'm going to just lift one heel off the mat, a little higher, and then drop it down. Switch sides and drop. Let's do one more on each side. One heel stays on the mat, one lifts up and drop. Shift to the other side again. So just focus on how your knees are feeling when you do this, and drop down. We're going to add on our waist twist. So when you're ready, take a breath in, exhale, rotate. Now I want you to take the elbow all the way down to the knee if you can, and then lift the other elbow up to the ceiling. You're looking up if you want to, or keeping yourself neutral, head neutral if that's better for you. And let's just enjoy this little twist. And then let yourself come off through center and rotate to the other side. And dropping the elbow to the outside of the knee if that's good for you. If that's too much, just rotate at chest height as we've done before many times. So just hold whichever position is right for you. And breathe. Looking up if you want to. Bring yourself back to center. We're coming out of chair, so bring yourself back up to standing. Let's release our hands off, give our shoulders a moment. And we're going to come straight into our balance now. So go to your area or hold on to something if you need to. We're coming into chair and then we're going to do a pigeon balance. So we're lifting one leg over the other. It will all fall into place if you weren't here with me on Monday. So bend the knees. Keep the feet parallel. And just lift either leg up, the heel up, as we did a moment ago, which was our prep. And then cross the leg over, opening the knee out. Take the hands into prayer, elbows out. And hold. Let's do 8 breaths. And 6. And 5. We've got 2 to go. Nice. Drop your foot down, come back up to straight, release yourself off, relax the hands down. We're going into the other side exactly the same way. So drop your knees forward. I think we'll hold it for a little bit longer on Friday. So bring yourself forward. Little pelvic tilt, please remember, lifting the hip bones up towards the rib cage as you then push your bottom down. And then we're going to lift the other heel up and cross it over, opening the knee, bringing yourself back into your chair if you've lifted up a little bit too much. Hands into prayer. Note to self, don't look out the window when balancing. And breathing. Smiling, we're nearly there. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Well done. Drop the foot down, bring yourself back up to standing. Let's bring our legs wide and go into our little swing. So I want to come down onto the mat for the next one. Again, just using one of the alternatives that we've been doing over the last few weeks, or not an alternative, just a position. So today I'm coming down into cross-leg sitting, please. So I'll give you a moment. I can bring my mat all the way forward now since I'm not standing. That's better. And just cross your legs to start off. Well done everyone. So let's just do a couple of little neck releases before we go on. And I know if you're out there and your knees are really sore, sit in Dandasana with your legs forward or whichever way is comfortable for you. I know some people can do one knee bent and the other leg not. So just go into the position that you feel comfortable. Never sit or hold a position that you think, I can't wait for this to be over because it's a pain. And you're not just thinking about me. So, shoulders down, drop your chin to your chest, just as we did at the beginning of class. And then bring your head up through center and look to the ceiling. And just go a little further if you can. And that's such a great stretch for the front of the neck. And then bring your head back to neutral. Not everything has to be difficult. And from your sitting position, reach out to the side with one hand. We've done this before. I'm keeping both cheeks on the mat. Reach up with the other hand. And then take a breath in. Exhale, reach up and over the head until you start to feel the stretch that's good for you down through the obliques and into the hip. But as I say, don't lean over so that the cheeks, your bottom comes off the mat. And lengthen just into this position, just for a couple of more breaths. It should feel nice. We're coming back to center, hand comes up. Come back to center. You can take a moment just to lift and lower yourself if you need to. Then reaching out with the opposite hand, lean into it, reach the other hand up, take a breath in, exhale over the head, nice diagonal line from the wrists to the shoulder, from the shoulder down to the hip. Both bottom cheeks on the mat and holding. I'm going to do one more on each side. You're using this as a release today. And then bring yourself back and just float to the other side and up and over. Very lovely. And float to the other side. And then come back up to sitting. Take the hands onto the knees and just gently push the knees down towards the floor. And some of you are going to have your knees completely open and pressed down fully. Keep the chest open. Our crossover today is ending up in the boat, so I'm going to turn myself round. You can too. We're going to come into our sitting position. So let's just hold on to the backs of our thighs first. Let the chest drop down to the front of the legs. Let the head drop down to the knees. And just let yourself be hugged and let it be a release. Listen to your breath come back to normal. And then bring yourself up to sitting. Take the hands onto the knees. Push yourself back until your arms are straight. Don't get into a hunch, so try to keep the chest open and lifted. But with the chest open and lifted, don't then be tempted to lift your chin up towards your ceiling. Keep your chin down and look straight ahead of you. So it sounds more complicated than it is, but it's just really easy to get into either C and an arch or lean back too much and look up too much. So I'm sure you all went into your perfect position straight away. I want to think about my core, so I'm holding my tummy button in towards the spine. Level 1, I want you just to stay here for a while, for a while, that's not a good word to use, for a moment. Level 2, reach one hand up parallel from the hip to the knee, through the shoulder to the wrists. Next level, add on the other arm, and we're going to hold for 8 and 7, keep the feet flat, don't lift the toes off the mat, and 5 and 4 and 3, shoulders down, and 2 and 1. Hands go back onto the knees. They should rest on the knees because you shouldn't have moved your shoulders. So they should be in exactly the same place as you pull yourself back up and hug under your legs again. Give yourself as long as you need. We're going to add on. So there's going to be 4 or 5 levels in this crossover. You will start at 1 and then you can decide if you're staying at 1, that's good. And if you want to go on to all the rest with me, then please do. Take the hands onto the knees, second one coming up. I'm going to just walk my bottom in slightly. I think I've moved when I was sitting there. Push yourself back into your starting position. That's with the hands on the knees, the chest open, the chin down. This time I want you just to take the hands off the knees and reach forward at shoulder height, which should be roughly the outside of the knees. I'm going to lift one leg up to tabletop and place it down. I'm going to lift the other one up and place it down. One more, lift one up, drop it down, lift the other up, drop it down, hands onto the knees, bring yourself back up and hug under the backs of the legs. So we're adding on again. So I know some of you know exactly where we're going to end and some of you don't want to, that's okay. Take the hands onto the knees, push yourself back, chest open, shoulders down, chin down. Hands come off the knees if you're going to. Lift one leg up, lift the other leg up, and we're holding for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold on to the backs of the legs, drop yourself forward, pull yourself onto the front of the thighs, just lengthening the base of the spine. We just want to always make sure the back feels okay. So if you've had enough, lie down onto your back now. If you're coming with me, we're going into a full boat if we can. So hands onto the knees. We start off with our back straight. We then push ourselves back so that we are in our zigzag from the shoulders to the hips to the knees, and the knees to the feet. The hands come off. We lift one leg up. We lift the other leg up. We straighten the legs. Then we hold for 5 and 4. Thighs are working. And 3 and 2. I hope I'm not doing this on my own. And 1. Well done. Drop yourself down. Release. Well done, everyone. I do like a little bit of a Pilates yoga crossover. And just hug your knees and let your head roll from side to side. I want to just have a little release before we go on. I'm starting with a prep in Pilates today with our toe taps. Just to think about our base of our spine, make sure our spine is in the right place whenever we do follow-on exercises. So, what can we do? Let's place our feet on the mat together. Feet together, knees together, arms out, and just roll both knees over to one side, keeping the shoulder down, and you'll just feel your stretch into your obliques, into your hips, and across the chest. And then bring your knees up and roll to the other side. Feet now still touching, knees still touching. Roll past center line over to the other side. My arms just out. Lovely. So I just think that's a great stretch for just into the front of the thigh and into the hip. As I said, keep the shoulders down. We're going to do it one more time. So bring yourself back to center and roll to the first side, and then this time take the head to the other side and try to feel the extension from the shoulder all the way to the hip and then out to the knee. Bring the head up, bring the knees up. They join when you get to center, and then the head goes to one side and the knees go to the other side. And then when you get as far as you can go, feel how far it is from the hip across the rib cage into the shoulder. Nice. And then bring yourself back to center. Well done. We're coming into tabletop. So have the knees hugged in and then push the knees away. We're keeping our head down for this one. I want you to have your legs hip distance apart and your feet roughly at knee height, unless the lower back is a little bit sore, and then just tip them a little higher so that the weight will come down into your back. If you're fine, we are going to do a 4-part toe tap. We've done it before. Sounds complicated, it's not. I want to get our breathing correct though, so before we do anything, I want you to take a breath in through the nose. Feel the chest rise and the ribs expand, and as you exhale through the mouth, feel it all contract back in, and your lower back is now stuck onto the mat. It's going to stay like that the whole way. Taking a breath in here, exhale, tap the right toes to the mat, inhale to come up, exhale, left toes to the mat, inhale up, my back is secure, inhale, right toes down and up, exhale, left toes down, inhale up. So just make sure your neck is not tensing up, and I just want you to, again, I'm going to leave you to do this. Let's do another 4 sets. 1 set is obviously both legs. As we exhale to tap, inhale to lift, keeping the tummy pulled down. The shoulders are still. The only thing that's working is each individual leg when you're tapping down. I'm on number 3. And tap, lift up. This is my last one coming up. Tap and lift, and tap and lift. Bring your knees in, give them a hug. Our second one is a heel reach. We can support our head in our hand. So place your feet onto the mat as if you were doing your basic sit-up. Bring your head off the mat, tuck your chin in. You can take one hand behind the back of the head to support it, but don't feel the head being pulled up and forward. Just rest the head in the back of the hand. Reach the other arm down to your hip. Take a breath in. Exhale, rotate around and tap towards the heel. You may not get to the heel, and rotate back. So it's a kind of reach. We've done it before. And come back, and it's called, funnily enough, heel reach. Exhale to reach, inhale back, exhale reach. Now my back is still flat, my tummy's pulled down, my shoulders are not rounded up, my shoulders are wide, my chest is wide and open, and come back, reach to the heel, and come back, reach to the heel, and come back. I think that's 8. We're doing 10, 9, and come back. Exhale, 10. Bring yourself back. I want you to swap your support hand. Reach down with the other one. Keep the shoulder blades on the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach, and rotate back. And 2. And rotate back, and 3, rotate back, and 4, rotate back, and 5. Rotate back. Exhale, 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. Last one, make it good, reach and let yourself come back. This time drop your head onto the floor, roll your head from side to side. Well done. So coming up into our basic crunch, my feet are in the right place, my back is nice and flat. I'm taking the hands to where I like to have them. I know some of you have got your resistance bands that you use, so I'll just give you a moment. And when you're ready, take a breath in. Exhale, up we come. Inhale, drop. Exhale, so into our comfort zone. We do this all the time, but do it correctly so the lower back is flat. Doesn't matter how high you come up. Imagine you've got a little orange under the chin, so the chin's not tempted to go up to the ceiling. And back. Up we come. And drop. Exhale up. Inhale, drop. Exhale. And drop. Exhale. And drop. Exhale. And drop. Exhale. And drop. Exhale. Let's do 4 more. I don't want you to rush to get to that number 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Drop your head down, let the hands rest down, roll your head from side to side. Jolly D, what's the time? Okay. So I want to take both legs up to the air this time. We're going to drop one at a time, maybe half the way down and come back up. You can go less than half or you can go more than half. So let's start off with hugging our knees, making sure your spine is flat. Then take the legs up to the ceiling, pointing the toes. Bring your arms down with the palms facing the mat, please. Keep the shoulders open. Take a breath in. As you exhale, drop one leg. I'm only going to go halfway and in to come up. Now, a little tip, if this is too difficult, bring the foot that you're not working back into your position of basic sit-up and just lift and lower one leg. So don't need to go straight into the full one if you don't want to. So I'm going to stop talking and just concentrate. So I exhale, inhale. So it's quite a difference between easy level and more difficult level. So please pick the one that's right for you. And up. I know you've got some of you out there today want to do as hard as you possibly can, and some of you want to enjoy the hour a little bit better and move, but not to too much. And that is what the class is all about, getting what out of it, what you want to. And come up. Let's do one more. My thighs are thumping. And come back up, bring your knees in. Normally I'd go from side to side without releasing, but I need to release today. So when you're ready, we're going to do the other side. Extend up. So remember, if you don't want to, we're going to have the other foot down. My legs are going up and down like a yo-yo. And when you're ready, take a breath in. Exhale. Drop. Inhale back. Keep your head on the mat, please. Keep your shoulders wide. I'm dropping. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Someone shout out to me how many we did on the other side. Up we come. I think this is the second last one. And up. Oh, nice. And then bring your knees in. Well done. Give them a hug. I'll be nice to finish. We'll finish off in a bridge. So we're using the bridge a little bit as a release off, but also still working into the bottoms. So I want to do a wide bridge. So bring your feet as wide as the mat. Keep your shoulders down, head down, please. So this time I'm going to bring my legs up and my arms up above my shoulders and then drop the bottom down and the hands back to the floor. So when you're ready, take a breath in. As you exhale, peel your bottom off, bring the arms up. As the hips get as high as they can go, the arms are at shoulder height to the ceiling, and inhale down. So I did that a little bit slowly. I'm going to quicken up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So as I say, not everything has to be complicated or difficult, but what you can do is do it to your best ability, whatever you are doing. So this one, your best ability is how much you squeeze and lift. So squeeze the bottom, lift the hips. And up we come. Inhale. Exhale. So for the last four, I'm going to take my arms all the way behind my head. You don't need to. So we come up to shoulder, and then reach behind. We come up to shoulder and drop them down as the bottom goes down. Just going to move down a little bit. Up we come and reach behind. Up and down. So we exhale to come up. Inhale. I think we've got one more. Exhale. Inhale. And release. Well done. Bring one knee in, extend the other leg out in front of you. Give it a hug. And then just take the hand, the opposite hand to that knee and bring it over nice and slowly so that you feel the stretch go up into the thigh and the bottom, keeping your shoulders down, please. Keep your head just neutral, looking up at the ceiling. You can have your eyes closed now if you want. And then swapping legs, so take the other leg in, extend the first one out. Give yourself a hug. Opposite hand to knee, bring it over slowly. And then once you get to where you think you're going, perhaps take another breath in and exhale, go a little bit further, but not if that allows the opposite shoulder come off the mat. Keep that down onto the mat. And bring yourself back. Cross your right leg over the left, your right heel over the left knee. Just gently push the knee out to the side. Let it spring back. And then do that 2 or 3 times. And you may just be able to open it a little bit more when you do it repetitively. And back. And open. And back. And you won't go too far with your back on the mat and your head down. It's really, you can go as far as you want to go. Take the hands through the thigh and bring the leg in for our bottom stretch. Let's add on the ankle while we're here. So lift that leg up to the ceiling, pointing and flexing the toe first. Watch you don't get cramp. And then a little rotation of the foot, which then goes into the ankle And then swap sides over. Opposite knee comes out, the heel just resting on the other knee, pushing out, and let it spring back in, and open, and let it come back in, and open. I think we did 3 on the other side. Leave it there, slide the hands through, pulling in to feel the opposite cheek of the bottom stretch. Well done everyone. As usual, that's really quick timing. Nearly finished. And then let both legs drop down to the end of the mat. Bring your arms behind you. Lifting the lower back off the mat, puff up the chest. And then feel yourself stay there just for a minute, not a minute longer, a few seconds longer. And then let the shoulders relax down. Bring your arms above the head, separate them to shoulder width, circling with the hands, so just finishing off nice and gently. And then last one, as we bring the hands down to your mat, have your palms facing up. Bring your chin up and look behind you into your fish. And then bring your head back to neutral. Bring your knees to bent. Roll on to your side. Push yourself up. Well done, well done. Wednesday exercise, tick in the box. I don't quite know if you're doing something else afterwards, but if this is all you're doing for the day, then that's absolutely brilliant. There's a really great programme on, I think it's BBC. Now, if I'm repeating myself from Monday, I apologise. And it's how to exercise at home safely, or something like that. And everything that we are doing in class came across as being really good for us to do. And all those of you that like to run, it was actually explaining to people how they should run in the correct posture. So there's a lot to do with posture and just how little exercise you need to do if you do it regularly and properly. And I think we are all in that box. So thank you very much. Let me just check who came in. Thank you, thank you. There's lots here today. So thank you everyone. So I know before I came through there was Jackie and Rosemary and Amanda and Libby, Audrey and Caroline, you were there, and Mags, you were there, both Eileens, and Janice and Mel. So now I'm going to see on my other one. So Eileen, I said, Jennifer, I know you are watching, not doing. I'm glad everything went well with you. Camilla, you're there. Rosemary, Ilda, morning Ilda. Audrey, I said. Mercedes, morning Beth, you're there. Jackie, always there. Mags. Jennifer, Sally, I think you're watching too. Anne, you are there. Sandra, Janice, Caroline, Eileen, Louise, good morning. Morning Linda. Laurie, you're there. Lorraine, you're there. Caroline, I mentioned that you were there. If I have not said your name, I apologise. Libby, you might be there, I'm not quite sure. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Thank you for getting back to me on our WhatsApp yesterday. I think those of you that are not on WhatsApp, I'm going to just check and I will send that note out to you too. I've had lots of replies, so thank you very much. So I may change I may have to do two, which is great that you want to do it. So thank you. I will get back to you on that. Have a lovely day, everyone. Take care of yourself. Put the kettle on. Bye-bye. See you Friday. Same place, same time. Bye-bye.